evening and welcome to Damage Does D&D. Tonight we're back with our Happy-Go-Lucky Investigators campaign where nobody has died recently whatsoever at all. Right, DM?
Right.
They killed each other.
Well, we'll let Bernia tell us about it.
Never again. We traveled out of the Dark Elven City in a rush. Tempers flared for various reasons. I regret a lot of what I have said. On our journey across the island, we came across a split in our path. Down each were identical Dark Elves, each claiming to be troubled by a shapeshifter impersonating them. This proved to be a trap. Both were fake and attacking us once we had revealed their intentions. Sasha rushed headfirst to assault the enemy with Salviel close behind. I remained back to protect the others when strange beasts jumped from the glyphs above us. They were brains, but with legs and claws they used to slash at us. One of them sent a pulse at Salviel that seemed to stop her in her tracks. Before I could head in to aid her, piercing pain struck my mind. It was too familiar. I found my body seizing up as memories flashed before my eyes. I was back on the battlefield in Valaya, watching as that beast tore through the ones under my command. My arms and legs locked in place, unable to raise my sword as it bore down upon me. I prayed to Nagale for protection. I have never been so afraid. Sasha retreating after defeating our first assailant made me blink out the memories, letting me watch helplessly as another of those vile brain creatures crawled up to the helpless Salviel. It shimmered and seemed to crawl into her body. And then she turned and looked at me, her eyes alien. None of the foolhardy yet determined person I knew was in that expression. Kral teleporting Amarius behind me snapped me out of my state. Salviel had been taken, and if I did not act, that would be the fate of all of these people. People I have sworn myself to protect. I looked to the ledge where Amarius had been and saw a tentacled person. I willed myself onto that ledge, and with two swings decapitated the monster before it could do any more. Erupting flames below me prompted me to assess my allies. Amarius had done something to contain Salviel, his own schemes and selfishness taking an aside in this deadly battle, as Mazdak had used his magic to ward away Thaddeus, who had suffered the same fate as Salviel. The second shapeshifter called for us to stop fighting, courtesy that neither the brain creature or Sasha could not give. It said that Renee would be here soon, and that she would be the only one who could save our friends. I will speak to Renee. She will pay for the crimes she has committed, past, present, and future. Oh, it's a little bit more I forgot. Oh well.
Oh, okay.
That's a good place to stop it. The last lines were, I have lost too many soldiers under my leadership. Never again. I forgot.
Wow.
It's because the last two lines are like on the second page.
Ah. Sounds like a formatting issue.
So, we pick back up with Salviel having returned back to the material plane, wherever she was before. Salviel, what do you do now that you're back?
I presume I'd also see the Protector as an enemy.
Yeah.
It's tiny, but yeah.
Okay.
Could still be attacked.
So no. Give it a fair chance. Right, so. Sorry.
You're enjoying this
Not
too
quite
much.
sure. No, it's not that. It's without naming names, it's continued pleas to eliminate a character. or not feel guilty about eliminating a character should that happen. Okay, so clockwise from bottom. And Marius gets the first hit.
Bring it.
With that. 17 to hit.
Just hits with my armor class of 11.
Like the evil version of me just gets so much better rolls.
There's a lesson here somewhere.
Yeah. That's 8 damage and 11 fire damage.
I'm down. Interesting point. Which do I take first? Because I suppose it doesn't matter. I just reduce it, don't I? 'Cause
It's all in one hit.
yeah.
And for the second hit. Second is Mazdak.
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ. 26 to hit.
Yeah, again, armor class of 11, so...
I haven't rolled that well to hit in fucking ages. 13 points of normal damage. And only 4 points of fire damage.
I'm up.
I am disappointed in myself that I didn't manage to drop Mazdak. But however. So that's my turn.
So, although we're not really in initiative, who's reacting first to this?
If
Yeah,
I
I'll just
see-
get up and brush myself off.
If I see that she's still not herself, I will do as I had intended before we had found out, I promise. Cast protection from evil and good on Salviel.
Can I cast a spell?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cast Thunderstep.
Okay.
Constitution 15 saving throw from hang on. Everybody within 5 feet of me, which is the Protector and Salvia.
Doesn't really.
And I will teleport to there.
So it's going to be a straight D20.
3d10.
That's 13.
13, that's a fail. Salvio?
Muted.
10. Thank you.
10, that's definitely a fail as
10.
well. Let me get my 3d10. Where's my other 10? Where'd my other 10 go? Here we are. That'll do. That's 9, 13, 15 points of thunder damage. As I teleport away, was a shocking boom as I vanish and appear over there. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Duh. There you go.
Actually, do what to keep this simpler. It actually fits in quite well with the initiative, so we'll stick with that. So sort of Bernier, Saviel, Mazdak have done things, which means Imarius can
Did the-
you roll a death save?
The spell happened. Yeah.
The spell happened, yeah.
Was I affected by the spell?
What was it? Protection from good and evil. Fact.
Yeah. That's from evil and good. Protected against certain types of creatures, including aberrations, celestials, elementals, fiends, and undead. And the target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
But what if they're
I'm basically I'm effectively trying to purge the unnatural from Salviel.
Nice.
The power of Bernia compels you.
Yeah, so let's just remove Thaddeus from the initiative order because he's dead.
I'm right here.
Said that. Oh wait, I'm conscious.
Just going to point out that you have the wrong name up. So you really aren't.
You do, actually. Wrong nickname.
Kral. Sasha swings, Zamarius drops, Mazdak disappears. What are you doing?
Well, I already tried to do something and I was stopped from doing it, so I'm just going to sit here and watch it happen, to be honest. Because I'm pretty content to let them make their own graves.
Okay. You do nothing. Sasha.
Do I know what's going on?
You're raging, so probably not.
I mean, you've certainly seen Salviel just sort of reappear and then attack Amarius and Mazdak. I don't think you know necessarily that one of the creatures has taken control.
Do I see Marius on the ground?
Yeah.
Do I care?
Probably not.
This is why I let the dice decide.
I am choosing to not pay attention to it at the moment.
Okay.
I'm... Bernia, what's going on?
Something is controlling her. I'm trying to get it out.
Okay, I will try and tackle her and sort of rugby tackle her to the ground kind of thing and pin her.
Okay. You go for a grapple.
Woo, girl on girl action.
Woohoo!
Someone had to say it.
But it
So
had
what's
to,
that?
had to be you, really.
Athletics or a strength check from me. I can't remember.
Athletics versus athletics from Sasha, and is it either athletics or acrobatics from
Yep.
the recipient?
Yep. Target's
So
choice.
I'll do advantage because I'm Rajaying.
Yeah.
So 23.
14.
Okay. So are you going to ground with her? Just
Yeah, basically like take her legs out from underneath her, get her flat on her front, and like pull her arms back behind her back with like knee on the back just so she can't move.
Okay.
I would
Salviel,
knock it out my hands.
Sorry, say again?
I was asking, was the sword, were you knocking the sword out of my hands as well?
No, that would have been a specific other action to have taken. So you've still
Okay.
got.
But you're basically lying over it.
Yeah, sort of. It makes it difficult to use it.
And that's me.
Okay. That's then Sasha. So at the top of the round, while you sort of speak those words to yourself, no one else hears. But there's just nothing that comes back. And as the intelligent person as you are,
Yeah.
as Kral is at least, I should say.
Yeah.
You'd know that Tursith very rarely intervenes as it is, and this is just a natural part of the balance of life.
Yeah. It was a gamble, considering that Percy giving him a mission.
You win some, you lose some.
Bernia,
Yes.
as you sort of initially cast this spell before things have happened, you, as you're focusing on that, the protection is just being it's not working, basically. It's not having the effect that you were hoping it would have. Whatever is inside her body is now owner of that, and you are just casting your protection upon them now.
Is it my turn?
Well, before we get to that, you all, in your heads, hear a voice come through. And you can pretty much figure out who it is pretty quickly, as Renee says to you all, well, it would be good to meet you all if you can promptly move this along and come and see me. Your friend Salviel there will lead the way. If you could release her. She has been given orders now.
Can we have her back? And Thaddeus?
Bring them.
I'll look at Bernia.
Rolls already
Her,
with
her
Thaddeus in
left
hand.
hand grip on her great sword is, her knuckles are almost white. Fine. I'm gonna walk over and pick up Thaddeus.
I'll
Already got him.
ramble up
Oh,
carefully,
crossbow.
but sort of hold my
I'll-
sword ready.
I'll pick up Amarius and use lay on hands on him. I'll give
Okay.
him 15 points of healing.
Slightly less than my stack.
Marius, you were seconds away from me asking for another death save. Do you want to let them know what your first one was?
Natural one.
Awesome.
Because
Oh,
earlier when you said you were walking over to Thaddeus, I was going to ask Marius for a death save, and it was 50-50 at that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll
Could have got
drop
3.
my concentration on the spell on.
See,
I'll drop my concentration on the spell on whatever it is that is masquerading as Salviel now. Bernie doesn't consider that to be Salviel.
So we can kind of drop the initiative at this point. Salviel, you also receive a message, less kind of direct, common language, but you understand the orders to guide this group carrying on north before turning to the east and moving on to Renee's place.
I will let Bernia carry me.
Carl, do you require any help with?
Literally no response. He's
I'll sort of walk behind Kral, ready to take over if he looks like he's struggling.
Yeah.
Scafflock. Yeah.
Knowing Carl, I don't think it'll come to that, but
It's got Scafflock and Kez on one on each shoulder, and sort of uncharacteristically, Kez has got his little sort of pistols drawn.
so Salviel gets up on the grapple as Sasha releases her and just sort of turns and walks to the north.
I'm just silently walking. I'll put down Amarius if he wants, but it's whether or not he's...
Probably just faking being unconscious, just enjoying the rest.
I'll begrudge you that. I can carry you.
I've been through a lot.
So the metal arm's probably very uncomfortable underneath your legs.
Oh, that's fine. Saves you
Actually,
the
no, I'm going to
legs.
fireman carry him.
Morris has got a root stuck in his back.
Megalinair probably pops its head out and licks your face before popping back into the bag.
I would stop, but I'm in too deep now, so I just pretend that I'm still asleep.
Okay, so you begin to move forward slowly, following what remains of Salviel. I imagine there would be a fair bit of silence among the group as you just sort of move. Unless anyone is saying or discussing anything.
Not at the moment.
As we're walking, I'm just going to say, not really looking around, does anyone need healing?
I think
Yes,
we all
please.
do.
Kral, I think you've still got some pearls. Is it 3 pearls you've got? Have they been used, or have they with someone else? Okay.
Oh no! I tell a lie. I have one.
Yeah.
So, as he's walking along, he will stop for a moment. Just whistle to Kez, and Kez will sort of rummage in the bag and pull out the case of spell pearls, and then just fly over and hand them to Bernia. There's one.
I'm fine.
There's one
Give them
cure
to
in.
the people who
well,
need them.
No, he's literally just going to give you the bag. There's a 1 cure wounds level 3 and a revivify in there.
I would rather not touch those.
Well, I can take them if you want.
Distribute them as is needed. I will use this one on the one that you already gave me on Imarius. Because I do have one in my possession, a third level cure wounds.
Yep.
What's the plus to the healing on these?
What's the maths of it?
It's 5.
Like spellcasting modifier, effectively.
Plus 5.
Yeah, and the attack bonus is +7 on a third level pearl. Which is I've just got the third level spell scroll item renamed to it.
Okay,
So
yeah. See.
the attack bonus is +7, so it depends on what you
Yeah, go.
judge to be the proficiency.
+7's fine.
+7. Well, it wouldn't be +7 to the healing. It'd be because that would be the stat and the proficiency.
So how many D4 is it?
It's 3d8.
Oh.
It's cure wounds.
Yeah. If you're going at max modifier, it'd be 3d8 plus 5.
I haven't played a cleric, so
Yeah.
Oh, do you need a cleric? 3d8 plus 5 is my spellcasting modifier.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Plus
Yeah.
I was.
We have a
Go with that, then.
revivify. It'll be fine.
I'll go with that. Oh, blimey, 2 8s off the bat. 8, 16, 21, 26 points of healing to Amarius.
Nice.
And I just let any bits of the pearl drop to the floor.
If anyone's
as it's
looking,
used.
Sasha looks pretty beaten, but she's not saying anything.
I will use the one that I've just got on Sasha. Three, 11, 15, 20 points of healing.
She looks at nearly half.
Fair enough. I'm just over half, so I'm doing fine.
Sasha will nod at Mazdak, but she's not speaking at the moment much.
Okay.
So you move on pretty quietly, other than the bit of healing that's been going on for maybe 2 miles before you come to a crossroads. As the road forks off to the east, which is the direction that Salviel begins to travel. Salviel, you are you've got your orders, but you can do or say things if you want. You have access to the memories of Salviel. If there was anything you wanted to unburden yourself from.
Burdening myself would imply that Salviel has any regrets, which, like, as of his own right. No. Just leading the way.
Okay. Just reading the message. Okay. With those words, Bernier, can you make a faith check, please?
Okay. Probably won't work given where we are, but
Just tell me, how are you feeling about your faith at the moment?
Bernier is currently feeling like her faith is the most important thing she can hold on to right now, because she is deep in. She's surrounded by her fear, and she knows that her faith was the one thing that was able to kind of save her from that. And so she's trusting more in her faith than her physical ability right now.
Excellent. Well, Nagale feels that from you. and I am now marking your faith checks as to be rolled with proficiency.
Nice. Okay, that pushes up to +7, I think. My charisma's
Yep.
already very good. Blimey. 18 plus 7, 25.
There you go. Right. So I've got messages coming at me all over the place.
Left, right, and centre.
Okay,
It's almost like it's a tense and emotionally wrought session.
almost. So I'll come and deal with that in a sec. So, yeah, do you want to say what you wrote to me?
Yeah. If anyone's close to Bernia, they'd hear her quietly speaking a prayer. Amarius would definitely hear it. Saying, "By the grace of the wilds, watch over me and ensure my actions are true. I feel anger within, but know it would be foolish to act."
And as you feel that just connection, as you often do with Nagale, and you hear the words just on the wind come through your ears of, "Do be careful, Bernia. This is very dangerous. Control that temper."
You two now dead. Oh dear. Nice.
So long as you are by my side, I will fear nothing.
Mazdak
So-
is unusually quiet at the moment. And if any, I'm kind of towards the back of the party. And I'm sort of whispering under my breath. Looking very... Yeah, very weirdly quiet. It's not like Mazdak at all. Normally Mazdak would be talking and talking and talking, but nothing is happening.
If I'm being fireman carried, can I sort of open my eyes and squint and see if I can work out what Mazdak's doing? Like, is he casting a spell or is he just muttering to himself?
Make a perception check.
No, I cannot. 3 plus... Yeah, 2. 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of talking, sort of spell.
Okay.
Tough to say while squinting.
It's more professional, curiosity, really.
Have you also sent that to the recipient, Mazdak?
I have, yes. And received well, not really a response, but
An acknowledgement.
yeah.
So we're walking along, you start to hear just a slight song start to come from Kral, kind of under his breath a little bit, but anybody that's been around dwarves before would know this as quite a bawdy drinking song, but it's one that is usually saved for times of woe.
Bernie, I think particularly you'd recognise that.
I would join in with it. Singing in Dwarven.
Okay. So after you turn to the east, you carry on travelling some mild singing for another mile or two. And you begin to see a stone building up ahead. Reasonably large, not quite castle or palace, but along those lines, just not quite as grandiose.
Are there any guards or creatures hanging around outside?
If anyone's looking, make perception checks.
Sure. I don't think so. Perception 9.
18.
Okay. There are creatures around. They're not stood at the doors to the palace with spears and shields or anything, but certainly, Bernie, you can tell, as you could tell only a few hours ago, that they're just around.
Just that unnerving sense of being watched.
Yeah. So Salviel continues to walk and just is heading towards the doors.
I wouldn't have stopped. I'd be sort of hot on the heels.
Keep going.
To point and message at Bernia. But only Bernia can hear this. So, Bernia, I can't do the privacy bubble. I don't have enough resources. I need an hour. You can respond to this message.
We can try and negotiate. It is important.
I know.
Was that you, just to clarify, was that you asking for an hour to, like, short rest before going in?
Yeah, because I need to do an arcane recovery to get a 3rd level spell slot so that I can use the privacy bubble to talk to Renee without certain people, dragons, overhearing.
Okay. So as you message that to Bernia, what was your response? Sorry, I cut in.
We can try. We can negotiate. It is important.
Well, actually, I can hear you. Even when you talk telepathically, as Renee comes through.
That's fine. But I want to stop other people overhearing our conversation.
You can take an hour.
Thank you.
Come in when you're ready.
Okay.
To stop, take an hour's rest. We may need it before going inside.
The Revivify spell.
Bit late for that.
It is.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you had that still.
Nor did I.
The one
to
our
be
dead
honest.
Derek has.
No, we have a spell pearl of it,
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
which I didn't realise we had. Because
Yeah. I didn't know we had, but Budge doesn't touch those things. Doesn't like them.
I wonder why.
Okay, magic.
Whoever could tell.
no. Anyway, so if you'll allow it, DM, a short rest.
You may short rest, indeed.
Splendid for us.
Spend a couple of hit dice, I think.
Yeah. So I'm going to grab a 3rd level spell slot back.
Yeah. Fireball slots back.
Nice.
Yeah.
You'll all just get this mental elevator music in your head now, just for the next hour. Just the doo 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 doo.
Salvia's going to spend the hour just walking slowly through the group. A little bit too closely.
Do we lose any temporary HP from the?
That's long rest.
Long
Okay.
rest.
I used two hit dice and didn't quite get all my HP back, but oh well.
4.
Do you get my channels of divinity back? It bothers me that Turn the Faithless doesn't affect aberrations,
5.
because that would have been the clean route. But
9.
No, it just turns Andrew Ridgely.
Someone corpses, walking themselves there.
Okay.
It doesn't
I had to
turn
use
undead,
6 hit dice to get 8 hit points back.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, my wizard hit dice is 1d6 minus 2.
Oh.
So
you can lose hit points with hit dice if it weren't for the.
Yeah, it weren't for that rule, but yeah. So I had to use all 5 of them. So that was fun. But I've done that, and I have my special spell back.
Okay.
Do I get my short rest?
Yeah.
Cool.
Question. In the era that we're waiting, can I use my frostbite cantrip to try and arrest decomposition? And sort of at least cool the body down to a point where and keep it there.
You can, but if you do that, you're not taking a short rest.
That's fine. I don't need. Having a short rest doesn't benefit me in any way.
Really
Okay.
leaning into that. You're not dead unless you're warm and dead. Which is very true.
Yeah, so everybody would basically just see Kroll kneeling next to Thaddeus, sort of just repeatedly, and you'll just see this bean of froth across Thaddeus's body, because he doesn't have any other way to preserve it or stop or try and arrest decomposition. So
Just check and see if I've got any salt. You could just rub it. We could cure him. Literally.
Some incense because he's starting to smell a bit.
I can just press the digitation that away. That's fine.
Yeah, that's easy enough. Let's. Okay. So, Mazdak, you've got your 3rd level spell back,
Mm-hmm.
and the long rest is complete. What's happening now?
Right. Amaris, are you awake?
Yes. Thank you for carrying me.
You seemed rather badly unconscious. You got hit hard.
Well, I mean, unconscious isn't really a sliding scale. You're either unconscious or you're not. But,
Right.
you can't get rid of me that easily.
Let us continue. This is going to be dangerous. She's likely listening.
Oh, I think you can guarantee she's actually listening to us right now. So, but that's cool. She can help us get Salviel and Thaddeus back, and then we can talk to her about what we come to talk to her about.
We will discuss.
Maybe nominate people to talk.
That's a good plan. Should I talk?
I think it should be.
Can we stop you?
No.
I will lead the conversation as best I can.
Okay.
Guiding ourselves, Kroll, Mazdak.
I know where my strengths lie.
Yeah, abandoning your paladin friends.
Do people keep
There
cutting out? Or
was
is it just me?
nobody there when I left
No.
her.
Well, come on then. We ain't got time to keep talking about this. And Carl will pick Frostius up and begin to walk towards the palace.
Just don't drop him because he'll shatter.
Shatter.
Had I sit us?
Okay. Can you let me do that, please? Roll 20. There we go.
More pictures. No, it's not happening. Come on, roll 20. Get it together.
Oh no. Oh.
It's all blurry. Oh, there we go.
Although I have, yes, you are outside at the moment, so if you are zoomed in, do zoom out.
Yes.
Otherwise, you might just see black.
Yeah, I just realised that.
There we go. It's loaded in. Buddy.
So you're coming in from the bottom.
Yeah.
In fact, already inside,
Yep.
apparently.
Can't see us, but we're in there somewhere.
Yeah. That's just me moving tokens, but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want. Oh, someone just jumped.
Yeah, I'll move the
Oh.
protector out of the way.
We're outside. Never mind.
Okay, so if you are heading in,
I will again once more share the screen because we like to look at Martin's maps. And yeah, I guess we go in.
Oh, button.
yes, we'll get everyone all set up. Just wondering, would it be crazy to take an early break so that
No,
we kind of
absolutely not. We can do that
yeah.
because we're just letting Finny be dead for longer. It's fine. Fully deserves it. I mean, oh, what a shame.
I mean, I really need a wee. I mean, it feels like a good to take it.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we will be right back after these messages from nobody at all because we're not sponsored in any way. There are no adverts. I'm just saying shit. So, yeah, see you in a bit. this couldn't possibly go badly at all. It'll be fine.
So as you all step in, except Bernia, who's still outside.
Yeah.
Is that
Sorry.
intentional? Yeah, you walk in and Renee is just stood there alone, waiting, and Salviel walks up and past and just sort of stands in the back as her muscle. And she greets you warmly, perhaps, as a hello. Glad you could finally make it. I hope you enjoyed the little rest that you had outside. But welcome, I have been waiting. I hope the journey wasn't too difficult.
Well, it was.
It
Actually.
has been interesting. Your people are not exactly hospitable.
Hmm. Well,
So,
my pets can be quite fun.
Hmm. We have come to discuss some things with you.
I am intrigued as to what they may be.
Given the recent events, are you familiar with the rifts that have been occurring across our world?
Yes, they have been brought to my attention.
Ones
Well-
that are straining at the world and something threatening to come through.
so
They have not caused me any bother. Yes. Sorry.
So, well, with your permission, we have something of great import to speak to you about. So, with your permission, may I cast a spell? It is a bubble of privacy, shall we say?
You may.
Thank you. It's a 10-foot radius, so everybody's going to have to be in it if you want to talk.
Should we pop a radius on
Yeah,
Mazdak?
Do you want to put it on me and then I can just
So I'll hide mine for the moment.
move?
Oh no, I can't. Can I?
Is that everybody?
Yeah, let's give that a...
Oh, that's better. That's a better colour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got everybody, right?
Yes.
Right, cool.
Let's do it that way, then everyone's definitely in.
Okay. So, Mazdak casts the privacy bubble. So, this spell was granted to me by an extremely powerful dragon to allow us to talk to you and others about the gods. Because one of the gods didn't used to be a god. So, the Pantheon, as we understand it, is headed up by... oh no, I've lost my note on that one. Bugger.
Dusk.
Dusk. But this has not always been the case. Because when the mortals that went into the realm of the gods to create the gods, Dusk was a powerful red dragon who has since used this teleportation from a time rift while a time rift was active, has shot her back in time, so she has now control of the Pantheon and is doing incredibly evil things, demoting all other gods below her, as, you know, Hanumo may well have found out to his cost. So, we have spoken to... sorry,
Dakota.
guys. I am
We have
much more
spoken to
prepared.
Jakoto.
We have spoken
And-
to Dakota, and she has given us, and I'll bring out the part of the key. Her part of the key to allow us to travel to the realm of the gods to investigate what is happening there, because we suspect that to be able to stop the time rifts, we need to go and speak to the gods. But we need to.
As you pull out that part of the key, that symbol from that you're given by Jakoto, she kind of reacts a bit like instinctively, like concerned by that, and she's got a little gem just embedded in her forehead, and that just glows slightly.
Oh, that's interesting. Your gem glowed slightly there.
You shouldn't have that.
No. Well, we are going to give it back. Jakoto, we had a
Gave
long
it to us willingly.
talk with her, and she, as Bernia says, gave it to us willingly because she agrees with us that we should be going to the realm of the gods to restore order there and investigate. So we were hoping that you would see the kindness of your heart would give us your part of the key so that we could combine that and go and find the last part of the key to
And if not the kindness of your heart, the shrewdness of your mind to recognize
indeed.
the danger that this world is in.
I mean, even the gods are in danger now because obviously
The
Dusk
gods are afraid.
is controlling them, and obviously they don't want to be controlled by that, but they don't have a lot of choice at the moment. And also,
Oh
the
my
things
God, I've
that are
forgotten.
trying to get into the realm
I've forgotten the name. Hang on.
are
Which name?
Hang on. I'm looking out. To put it bluntly, and I motion towards the frosty body of Thaddeus. Even Tersith has seen fit to act in this situation.
So, yes, we were hoping that you would listen to us and grant us your portion of the key, so that we can go and investigate. So that's what we do back. We are very rude of me. I'm Mazdak, and we are the investigators, and we have been tasked with investigating these time rifts and solving the problem. This has brought us into contact with many powerful beings, including Seti, the dragon to the west, and also we have obviously spoken to Jakoto, and we have spoken to the giants, and yes, we're going to chase down the Dream Lord next and ask for his part of the key as well. So I think that's pretty much it, really. And also, if you would be so kind as to return our friends to us, that would be awesome.
It is quite a tale you spin. Can I just have the pair of you make persuasion checks?
Certainly.
You.
Use my Yggdrasil dice.
Yeah, ignore me, please.
Persuasion. There we go.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Persuasion. Did you say advantage
20.
or not?
No, just one
No,
each.
Just,
So.
just straight. Okay. So I got a 19, so not the best, but still good.
26.
Nice.
Your 26 equals her insight check. So I think it's safe to say that she understands you're speaking the truth.
Was there any? Well, I suppose she's probably quite unreadable. I was going to ask if there was any response to her being told that Dusk is an intruder.
If you were to make an insight check at that point,
Yeah, I'll roll it, but
I'll give it a go as well as I'm fronting up with it.
16.
It's not too bad. That's 23.
How do numbers work?
Yes.
I think you
What else
just
is the other?
do the things with the numbers incrementally normally.
Okay. Well, yeah. The point in which you had mentioned the 10th god, you saw her look a bit sort of lowering of eyebrows of what? But you carried on talking at that point, and
A lot has happened.
so you want my gem here? What is it that I get? And sorry, you want your friends back?
Yes, well, you did say that you could do that, right?
She looks at what's I've just seen your changed name. Really? To Dedius. Is Dedius just lying on the floor, or is Kral still holding him?
Oh no, he's still holding him. He's
She sort of turns and looks at Salviel, and then has a little look at Thaddeus over there. Well, I could put her back. He's gone.
Oh, right. I see. Unfortunate.
Maybe shouldn't have destroyed the body.
And what are we to do when vermin has infested his mind?
Do not speak ill of my pets.
Wrong word. Parasite. They should have used.
Well, Mastak is just going to step in.
Asking for my assistance with something,
I think
wanting me to give you something, and yet insulting me in my home.
I apologise on behalf of Bernier. She's had a very trying morning, and perhaps was speaking out of fear rather than a place of safety. Because obviously we are in your home, as you say, which we have been told by absolutely everybody is a very dangerous place to be, which just doesn't seem right to me, because you do seem quite nice, and you've been nothing but courteous to us since we started speaking to you. So apologies for this.
We do appreciate your grace to have at least welcomed us here.
I was interested. Not many people travel here, and in fact, as she looks at you, Bernier, with a slight tilt ahead, you may be just the person I'm looking for.
Mastak
For
will
what
look
reason?
between the pair of them.
As that tilt sort of looks round at your ears. See, I'm sure you are aware, but usually when you ask for something, there is something given in return. And that is all that I want. I will happily let you walk out of here with your lives, those of you still with them. Possibly even with the gem that you seek. But there is, of course, something that I seek also.
Oh,
State
okay.
your terms.
Well, I'm sure you know a little of the history of this island. It would be foolish to come here without it.
Oh yes,
Dark
definitely.
Elves.
We know all about this.
The Dark Elves disliked the elven practice of staying secluded and isolated.
Yes.
There was a war fort, and they retreated here. You retreated here.
We were banished here.
Hmm.
And that wasn't as simple as sending us here and leaving us in this dangerous place. But it came with a binding spell
Ooh,
that stopped us from being able to ever leave.
interesting. Do you know any of the kind of mechanics of this spell? That's
Yes,
a bit
I
sidetrack.
have. I have spent thousands of years investigating.
Oh,
I would not be
superb.
surprised if you have built your home upon the site of it.
Quite right, yes. Yes, that is exactly why I reside here. See, when we first arrived, we separated into two groups and set up two settlements, but I wanted to get out here and find a way
What was her name?
to disable the spell, Ruvuya.
Huh.
Of course, I ran into lots of creatures here that over time I managed to tame. And they have helped me build my residence here. And through that very room is the site of the binding spell, the source of it.
Ooh,
And I have been unable to disable it.
may I see it?
Maybe. In good time, if we get there.
Does she
Okay.
still keep looking at me
Well, I mean, sort of between
outside
you
of conversation?
No, I'd say she's talking predominantly to you and Mazdak, but I don't think she's...
She's just
Glaring.
having my ears for the elven history. So,
Yeah.
So come on, what's the punchline? What do we need to do?
Oh, just your friend here. I wish I could use my new friend, Salviel. I think you called her. But that won't work anymore. However,
we'll need divine magic.
no, just elven history. Oh, elven ancestry. That has not been...
Oh,
Correct.
so you need something of that of elven ancestry, so that was not caught up in the binding spell to be able to undo a certain part of it, perhaps. That's a very good plan. Actually, what we could do, and Mazdak snaps his fingers and a quill comes out and a book starts writing.
Given the god you associate with, am I to assume that you need to, well, for want of a better word, murder her to break the binding?
Well,
I
probably
can
not.
Ended up there. I can see how you ended up there. Yes, Hanumo has a bit of a reputation. But
Well,
in
this
this
was-
case, no, it just needs to be someone of elven ancestry.
It was put in place by an elf. It needs to be undone
Yes.
by an elf.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
and the person that put it in place is not necessarily a worshipper of Hanumo, so I don't think Hanumo is involved in this current part, if you know what I mean. So if
Well,
we
in
could see
fact,
the
it is-
spell, that would be good.
Well,
highly
you're
it is highly possibly likely there's no put it in place as a worship Nagale as I am.
Well, you'll forgive me because we've already been, well, people have tried to murder us at least twice so far. So you can see why I would go there.
I understand. Yes, yes. The drow of this island can be a little murdery. And I suppose I have been known to go that way sometimes too.
Well, I mean, you seem very nice to me.
Thank you.
So, break the spell, get the gem, onto the Dream Lord.
That's it.
Oh, and friends back as well, obviously. Well, one friend back.
Give me another persuasion check, Chaz.
Okay.
Can I do a fiddy check while I'm just watching the conversation? Is she
Yeah.
genuine?
22.
Mazdak, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you know what? Okay,
Splendid.
I'll give you Salvio back.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you so much.
So,
You've been very pleasant, Master.
Well, no, I always say that just having a conversation is the best way to go forward. Then we can just meet at common ground, and everybody can get exactly what they need, and we can all become friends. And we can learn.
Oh.
This is the most important thing. Learning, as Thaddeus would have us remember. Learning things is the most important.
so if we break this spell, does that mean that your, what do you call them, pets, can expand to the mainland?
I'm not sure I'll take them with me. They kind of belong here, but I, of course, do want to go and visit the elves. Yes. It does also mean that the other drow can leave as well. It's not just binding me; it's all of us.
Well, they did
Them-
say that they wanted to trade with the other countries.
Yes, if you met them, you would have noticed a little hesitancy in whether they wanted to leave or not. That's part of the binding spell.
Right,
Mm,
right,
mm.
yes, yes.
They
No,
sort
that
of
would
want
make
to,
sense.
and they don't want to, and it just sort of keeps them in place.
Right.
Oh,
It might be
Is that
difficult
true?
for them to trade if they're trying to kill the people they're trying to trade with.
Oh, again, once they're free from the spell, I'm sure they'll be willing to trade and make friends.
Freedom from this isolation would allow freedom to explore their own life paths.
Yes,
They would not
indeed. They don't need to be
constrained
instantly
to
murdery.
worship Panuma.
Who knows?
Your conversation with the elves, what's that going to entail? Because
Do we need to know about that?
well, if she plans to go and, oh, I don't know, get rid of all the people that decided to put them in this place, then that could cause other problems which we just don't need right now.
Well, to be fair, the elves traditionally don't tend to mix with the outside world either. So,
When I went to try to go to them to investigate my own past, they refused me, for my ears were not long enough.
so perhaps we should not get involved in another investigation. We have enough
What's
investigating
that?
to do here.
Was that pitied look from Renee one of genuine, kind of disdain for how the elves were acting, or was she acting there to try and convince me?
Give me an insight check. Also, Emarius, what was your insight?
17.
17. And what was that checking? Whether she's
Um,
genuine?
Yeah, whether she's genuine. I've done a lot of deals and I've watched people make deals. So I want to see if she's genuine and whether people are compelled to stay here.
Yeah. You're right. That was kind of your past. So roll it again. You've got advantage. Just see if you go up on a 17.
Oh, yeah. 18 plus
Oh, yeah.
non-natural 20.
Cool. So the deal she's offering is genuine, as you can tell. She just wants off the island, and this is the way she needs it to happen.
Okay.
And Bernia, you were checking a look.
21, 18 plus 3.
Okay. That look spoke to you as, yeah, they're arrogant pricks, aren't they?
Okay.
So, you assist me in the breaking of the binding spell, and all of you, including this one, walk out of here perfectly fine.
With Gem.
With the gem.
With Gem. Excellent. Oh, just out of interest, I don't suppose you know how to contact the Dream Lord at all, do you?
The legend goes that as soon as you try to find him, he's already trying to find you.
Oh, well, that's convenient. Excellent.
Isn't it? But I think... No. I'll leave that to her.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get on famously.
Yes. Now, you were worried about me being murdery. Kind of the most murdery.
That's fine. I'm sure if we just have a little conversation like yourself, I'm sure that the Dream Lord will be reasonable
Given that our diplomacy with Jagoto was a battle with her, it would be unsurprising.
It was a good fight.
Incredibly good fight.
up to a point. So,
Ral.
Mhm.
Sorry, I do already know all of your names. I hope that's not weird. No, I can't do that. I do not control life and death. I can only help this one because her body is intact and her mind was eaten by one of my pets, and I can kind of separate and put it back. I can't do anything for him.
It's worth the ask.
Despite the offer being very noble of you.
I'll just
I'm just
shoot
gonna
Kral a look.
think. As this kind of happens, I'm just gonna think in my head. If you can read my thoughts, you have seen what traumatizes me.
Yes, and I'm very sorry.
I think it is in your future to say.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
Yeah, Kral
I-
just lays Thaddeus against one of the sort of things to the side.
Oh, Sasha? Yes. But that's just because these people have an internal monologue that I can hear. You don't seem to do much internal.
No.
Throw the shade. Throw the shade. Nice.
Well, she is a dark elf.
Hey.
Well, she was a dark elf. Feels more
Well-
appropriate. I don't know.
Will Thaddeus be able to be restored by other means? Or is he
Oh,
completely gone?
Very high level magic, possibly a wish spell if you know anyone that powerful.
Possibly.
We can only hope to contact a temple.
Good luck with that.
Be difficult. Tursit is Tursit.
Yes.
So-
Oh, come on, let's get this.
This spell that we need to undo, and Mastak is getting very excited now.
Okay, well,
I'm just gonna share something to the DM just because Bern is thinking a lot. It feels only appropriate that Renee can actually read what she's thinking.
well, I think
And on that, I shall leave you, as apparently I am definitely dead.
Oh no.
you can stick around, can't we?
That's what, I'll go on Twitch and watch it, because I'll probably catch up on last week's as well.
Okay, bye.
Have fun.
It feels like a give up.
Yeah, that was done.
Yeah.
Ball of fire crisped his body nicely, and that was it.
I was kind of. Yeah, okay. Just trying to protect everyone, but there you go.
Whoop.
We should observe this spell as Mazdak is tent.
Yes, indeed. Let us
Alright.
through there.
Yeah, just
It's complicated when like NPCs can communicate mentally, detect
Yeah,
thoughts and such.
okay. Good to know. Thank you. Okay, so yes, we'll move. Well, actually, I'll unlock the map. You can have that. As you walk, as you follow Renee into this larger chamber, she heads to the middle and invites Bernia to come and. Oh, actually, that's like a table thing. So, invites Bernia to. Yeah, that's it. And you can see that there's this sort of weird stone hands that are clearly part of this binding spell, and they are large. And there's this sort of purple mist that emanates from them and around them.
Is the Dome of Privacy still active, by the way?
It's 10 minutes, so up
Yeah.
to DM.
We'll say that's gone now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to basically think a prayer to Nagale for her guidance, aware that Renee can hear me.
Renee, with your permission, I would like to cast Detect Magic to identify and try and interact and glean some information, if that's okay?
Yes, you can, but I would say sit down first. There's a lot of it here.
Okay.
It won't overwhelm you.
I will sit there and cast Detect Magic.
As you do that, make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. Oh. That's not going to go well. Oh no, I have advantage, that's fine.
You also have +4 from Bernia.
Because the first one was a 12. Sorry, 16. That's going to be better.
Casting it from there or moving to sit down first.
Oh, sit down first.
Okay.
As advised. 12, 17 plus 5, you said?
+4 from Bernia.
Plus 4, okay. So 16, 21.
Okay. So yeah, as you do, it is blinding. There is just an immense amount of magic, and it's almost vortexing around this place, as you can see through the sort of the weave, the magic weave of the world. That is just sort of spinning in this place.
Okay. Any particular schools of magic?
Like mostly abjuration,
Okay.
warding. Can't remember schools, but there's kind of just a bit of everything flowing around it.
Okay. And I'm assuming all of these stone hands are glowing.
Yeah, completely.
And
Yeah.
these, whatever these are, the tables or something.
Oh, the other stuff around the room is just kind of
Window dressing.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. So it's the hands
Her
that
experiments.
Okay. That's a lot. Wow. This is fascinating. There's a lot of magic contained in this one space, of all types of different styles and schools. Right. Okay. So, is there anything written on anything?
The only thing you can see, there's like a big sort of stone table in front, or in the centre of the room, and there are inscriptions written on and all over that, around the sides and things.
Okay, I'm assuming they're in Elvish.
It is all, yeah.
I
old
can
style.
I can read Elvish, so I'm assuming it's the incantations for the spell.
Yeah. It's a little tricky to read. It's an old dialect, but
Well, I will get up unsteadily and sort of walk around the table, just sort of reading, sort of tracing my fingers over it and making sure that I
Well,
understand.
I'll just shrug to Renee and say, he is a wizard. This is what he does.
he's very interesting.
Yeah, so,
And
A bit of a show off.
just
nothing wrong with being a little knowing from time to time.
So I'm assuming that a person of your power, reputation, you will have tried a dispel. I'm assuming a simple dispel magic's not going to work here.
I thought of that.
Yes, no,
No.
I'm talking out
No.
loud. I'm sorry. So yes, I'm assuming that's already been tried. So we, do I have any clues as to what can be done to try and remove this spell or break it?
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence or Arcana?
Yeah, make it Arcana.
Cool. Ooh, nice. 25.
Cool. You think, having read the inscriptions around this thing and seeing the magic that's in play here, and from what Renee has told you with the assistance of Bernia, there's some sort of almost like a blood bonding magic from the elves, and the sort of uncorrupted elven blood is the key that turns
So I
off
kind of,
the-
as a player, that's what I thought was going to happen. It was going to be some sort of blood sacrifice. But Mazdak, as he realises this, looks at Bernia and says very calmly, "So, Bernia, you understand that this is going to require your blood?"
Yes.
Okay, just checking, because obviously I don't know how much. And I sort
I
of,
hold up my prosthetic arm and say, be glad that I did not lose more.
well, yes, but and I'll shoot a look at Renee. Says, how much exactly? And do I have any sort of ideas about how much blood will be required?
Oh, just a few drops, really. Nothing harmful.
Is she being truthful? Is that a...
You can insight that.
18? Sorry, 17.
It's a little more than a few drops, but nothing fatal.
Okay.
And you'd probably insight that the few drops is more for Bernia's benefit. Like saying it's not going to be that bad.
Gotcha.
It's like not scratch when you get an injection or something.
So I just sort of
You
look...
you might feel a slight prick.
Yeah. I'll just sort of look at Renee and just sort of... Right, a few drops. Gotcha. And I looked
I've
at
just-
Bernia.
I've just made the DM very concerned by something I've just sent him,
Oh dear.
because I'm not sure, and I think I need your input on it, really. Because I just thought of it, and I was like, oh shit, that's a thing that happens with...
Let's talk about that.
Do you want to do it here or in Whispers and Secrets?
Bearing in mind that Whispers
Or
and Secrets doesn't get
muting
shown to
and
the channel.
stream.
Well, I think we can talk
Yes.
about it post session
Yeah.
because it looks like you're going through with it.
Well, I'm currently sat there going through that conundrum and just really hoping that Nagale can at least give me a sign that this is the right thing to do.
If you want to try and contact Nagale,
I will attempt it. Faith?
please.
Team.
Um, um, okay.
Do you need a brain break?
Just trying to. Is that?
I feel like I've thrown a curveball at you that even I didn't realise was coming.
I tell you what, I'm going to take that as a sign. I just rolled a d20 because that's what's there. I rolled a 14, so I'm going to take that.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I thought if it's
Yeah,
lower,
that's
it's
such an
higher.
interesting thing.
But was that the sign that we needed?
Hmm.
It is a sign, certainly.
Nagale's lucky number is 14. I rolled a 7 plus 7 to get this 14. It's like, for the benefit of the crowds, this is talking about paladin oaths and oath tenets.
Oh dear.
Given that Bernier is an oath of ancients paladin.
Okay. So as you just sort of take stock as Renee prepares these things, gets little jars off of shelves at the back of the room and things, just preparing the incantation. You just steady your mind and the room kind of goes quiet, just more of a meditative thing as you just speak in your mind. Are you going to say anything in particular to Nagale during the prayer, or is it more
I'm
just
just gonna be in the prayer holding my holy symbol with my good arm, my actual arm. And I'm just gonna be kind of speaking through the prayer in Elvish, and say, as part of it, is this the right course of action? Is this what would be natural and good for this world? These people are imprisoned for not wanting to isolate their light, but it could cause devastation and war if things went wrong. I place my faith in you for this, Nagale.
you feel in that meditative prayer that you've put yourself in, you feel her presence more than just the wind through your hair or a voice in your ear. You feel her with you, and almost like you can see her in front of you. And she just looks at you directly in the eyes and says, Bernia, I know that you are trying to do what's best for the world. I don't know if releasing the drow will cause more problems than it solves, but I know that what you're trying to do is right.
Those that leave this island and seek guidance, I ask that you guide them. They have been alone for so long.
will do what I can. Good
This
luck.
has to happen for the world to be protected.
Only Leosol knows what will be of this.
And his
Sometimes.
champion stands to be recovered by this. I love that in the party, the 3 religious members all are religious for the least direct god. Like, Leosol is that chant. Like, Tursith just lets things go as they go. Gentle sunlight.
You just kept cutting out there.
I was just saying that, like, we've got the least direct gods
Yeah.
possible.
I think the
obviously,
bit
so.
Just the Nogale bit.
yeah,
we
just
missed.
the guy.
Nogale communicates through breezes and soft sunlight. Like, yeah. It's rare for Nogale to speak directly with me, and it's only the crisis that she has.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, my faith in you will remain strong. And I'll then kind of take a deep breath and look up and regard Renee. I'm ready.
Good. Now, if everybody could step back, please, just get to the outside of the hands, if you could.
Mazdak steps back, but he's listening intently, and you can hear the scratch of the quill as I'm noting down the procedures and what's happening, and just being nosy, basically.
And she begins by pouring some sort of grainy substance out in a particular fashion on top of this stone tablet. She's sort of walking around it as she goes, just doing this, and the sort of right hand's pouring stuff, the left hand is casting, and she's speaking in this old elven dialect as she goes, and then she pulls out a liquid and just sort of drops a few bits across the table and goes on doing this just for a minute or so, and she sort of just stops for a second, and there's just this swell of energy that begins to come from the table as it sort of absorbs all of these elements. Even her words are sort of being absorbed by this stone tablet in the middle of the room. The hands on the outside begin. You can, with your dispel magic detection, detect magic. Easy words. Still going. You can feel that swirl of energy becomes a pull towards that middle. As Renee takes a breath. This is as far as I've got before. Just need some of your blood. And she
I'm gonna
sort of
reach.
asks for your hand.
During all of the ritual, Bernia has been basically going through the calibration on her hand. Repeatedly, just moving the fingers and ensuring that she can still control them. Just as something to kind of concentrate on, was doing.
Her portable widget toy.
Yeah, basically. She's gonna need a long time on the balcony with her pipe after this. And I'm going to take a deep breath and hold out my hand, palm up, to her.
And she takes out a smallish blade and just sort of moves it over your hand as it's sort of rested in hers, and enchants again, before not just slicing the palm of your hand, just pushing it through your hand, through her hand, and letting, and sort of almost forcing your hand out into the centre of the table with the two together, grimace on her own face as well as seeing yours, and those drips just fall through the hands onto the table, and that swell of energy that was in the room, that pull of the magic towards the center, just crescendos. The hands come crashing down. They're not tall enough to reach either of the two people in the middle, but they just get pulled by that energy, just in the winning of an arm wrestle. The tablet itself begins to just sort of crumple in on itself and just sinks to the floor. There's a very loud boom crack that seems to just emanate from the table, but then just keeps going. It's like thunder that's constantly going but getting further away. And then it stops. And there's silence. And Renee lets out this sigh as she pulls the blade out of the two hands. And just sort of casts it aside. And just sort of heals her hand, takes yours, Bernia.
I've
does
already
this.
used lay on hands to cure mine.
Did it work?
Yeah, that's the question. Did my lay on hands work?
No. Has the magic in the room dissipated? Can I tell whether the spell was broken or not?
With your detect magic still going, yeah, every part of the weave has just been pulled into that center, and there's nothing left in the room.
Cool. And obviously I see the lay on hands, because that's magic as well, isn't it? Go off. Does that work?
Yeah.
So magic still works. It's cool. So, congratulations! The quill just finishes writing. This book snaps shut. Well, that was incredibly exciting.
I think it's worked.
I would suggest so. The amount of magic in this room has significantly decreased. The vortex that you created there, everything was straight in, and it was just marvellous to watch. Good work.
She
Looking
looks
at the scar on my palm.
Bernia, thank you. You have not only done me a service, but all of the drow that wish to leave this place. And she sort of just leans forward and just pops this thing. This is
And
yours.
I'll take it.
Oh, good luck. I mean, Haluma will be angry at me for giving you that, but you'll probably all just die when you get there.
We'll explain. It's
Hanuma-
not a problem. You can always have it back when we're
Hanuma's
finished.
probably already angry at us for existing. It seems to be Hanuma's thing.
And Salvio?
Of course. And she sort of rubs her head. And she just sort of waves a hand, and Salviel just instinctively just moves towards her. And she puts a hand on her head and then casts again. And there's just a pulse that you can see go through her hand. Salviel. There you were, having a lovely old time in the afterlife. And you are surrounded by warm, comforting energy, just as a spirit free with everything. Just all the universe coming together in one, just warm, comfortable place. There's no feeling of anger or regret or resentment or anything. There's no negativity in this space. And you begin to feel a pull, and it's uncomfortable at first. And you're just existing in this space, and that's just trying to coalesce you back together. And you feel like it's something trying to bring you back to the material plane. You have the option to shake it off and reject it, or to allow it to take you back to your body.
In this nice floaty afterlife place, is Leo Soul present?
The essence of Lear Soul is one with the mist. That is everything.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Were you playing dice with him? Or poker?
Probably. Some game of chance would be fitting. So I'll just address the mist. Do I still have a job to finish?
You feel the voice, lots of voices, like everyone's kind of together in the same moment. As they say, there is a job to finish. Whether you choose to take that job is up to you. If not, someone else will. Why not flip a coin?
Awesome.
The pressure this is getting to me. So odds and evens. Odds are heads, evens are tails. Odds I go back, evens I stay. Oh dang.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Job will have to be finished by someone else then.
okay. If that's how it fell, and you're happy with that, or accepting of it,
I am accepting of it.
I mean, it's entirely your decision. You don't have to go along with that. It is your call.
It makes sense for the character to go with the dice. Go with the toss of the
dice.
coin.
Failed you again.
The dice failed me again.
Oh dear.
When I saw the 2 pop up, I thought you'd roll a d20 for it.
Maybe I should have.
What
Same
what was
odds.
it?
Oh, I just rolled a d4 for odds and evens.
I mean, either way, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you have this discussion or an exchange of words with the essence of Liasol, the fates will it that you stay in this warm, comfortable place. You may use the bridge that currently exists between you and your body to send a message, if you would like, before purposefully severing that link.
Does the message come through telepathically or
Well, your
spoken through the vessel.
Your consciousness is kind of linked through Renee at the moment. It's linked back to your body. So if you willed a message to come out of the mouth of your body, it would.
Okay. Friends, I know our time together has been short, but I do not regret any of it.
No!
I
No, you froze.
I'm sorry.
There was a freeze.
Oh my god, I was wondering why I was screaming there. It's like, did I just say something wrong? No.
So I know our time together was short, and then
That was
Yeah.
it.
Short.
Your
In fairness,
internet
that'd be very
company's
any harder. Our time
cut you
together was
off
short.
already.
Fuck you all. No.
I mean,
Some might
I
call
tried
it.
to give it the short, and it's even shorter.
Yes, so, friends, I know our time together was short, but I don't regret any of it. I know the job is unfinished, being completed, but Leopold has welcomed me home. And I think, given that each of the demigods we've met now has tried to kill me, I should allow the odds to take their weight and not chance it the third time. So I think I'll remain here. Take care.
The rest of you in the room hear those words come out of Salviel. And you know this isn't a deception, no roles required. This is Salviel bidding farewell to you all. And Renee withdraws her hand, and Salviel, her body begins to just fall, but Renee catches her and just lays her down gently for you all. And then just removes herself.
I'll walk over to her body and just kneel beside it and just kind of with my hand just close her eyes and just say in Elvish I can't think of one in the moment, but the words that would be used on the battlefield to basically be the last words said to a Valiant soldier when they fell. Something that Bernia has done hundreds of times. And I'll, without looking up at her, just say to Renee, I would take her body to be buried.
Of course.
And reverently, I'm just going to pick her body up. And Bernia's typically generally quite stoic when she's not either in crazy fear or quite angry. But you can just see just the weight of years and deaths on her face, seeing Salviel dead properly. Alright, deal is complete. We should return and continue our mission. Thank you, Renee.
Renee, I know that might be a strange request, but would your friends be able to gather some wood for us for a pie?
Yes.
Sorry, I had a sudden skip.
Keep cutting out, Joe.
What is going on? Hang on.
Are you,
There we go.
Yeah.
Is that working?
Yeah, seems to be.
are you looking
One.
to do a funeral pyre around here?
Well, we can spend days carrying them back to where we were, or we can do this now. And
No, can't hear you, Jay.
You may have seen that the room you came through was full of sarcophagi. If you want
Testing. There
yeah,
we go.
that's better.
That was weird. I would want to return her to the earth. It is my practice. I do not. I keep looking at my pulse and I don't know if my.
No,
maybe
keep
your
frozen.
practice, but it wasn't hers.
I do not know the practice of Leosol. But a funeral must be held, nonetheless. What was funeral practice in Valaya, by the way?
Oh, blimey.
Because
Not I've thought
Shed-
of.
yeah, shared heritage and culture there between Saviel and Bernier.
Yes, yes. That's not something I've world built.
I suppose.
If you want to come up with a custom,
I mean,
or if
I-
Saviel-
I went into Valaya thinking very Norse, hence Bernier's whole deal. So a funeral pyre.
She wants to
maybe.
burn you.
Why would I want to bear her? So perhaps a funeral pyre is correct.
Well, the same for Thaddeus, do we think? I mean, they were comrades.
think-
Perhaps they
I
should
think he would appreciate that, considering he wanted to learn about other people, other
This is very true.
cultures. So I think he might get a kick out of it if we do this for him.
And I mean, not to be insensitive, he's halfway there anyway.
Well, yes, we did. I did. Well, yes.
That was a joke. I was trying to lighten the mood.
I'm not
I'm not sure it worked.
carry. I am not.
You are not. You keep saying you are not.
Oh my god, this is atrocious. Going on.
No, getting in and out.
Okay, is that any better?
Ooh,
It's quite loud, but yes.
Yeah, I was holding my mic up. I am not averse to carrying.
Oh,
It's not a volume problem, it's you're cutting in and out.
I am not averse to carrying Thaddeus's body to give him a chance. But if you think we should, I do not know how
well,
follower Tersith will.
well, as
Okay.
Kral has mentioned, followers of Tersith are information seekers, knowledge researchers. So something new to him would be the best plan. So even if his culture did not
I don't think Bernier ever found out that he was from Sandemia.
no, none of us did.
I thought someone had.
Possibly
Although it's highly likely that person was Saviel. Oh,
Salviel or
Maybe.
Mazdak. I don't
Savio the
think
Mazdak.
he mentioned it. No, I don't think so. We should just ask him if we can burn him.
As a player, I want to give Biddy the choice, basically, but so the case of carrying his body back and teleport. And also, my microphone atrocious. I don't know what's happened to it.
I suppose it would depend on whether the DM had let us put his body in a bag of holding.
That's a bit.
In a bag of holding.
That's
a
not
bit-
particularly dignified, is it? Breaking his arms and legs to get him in a bag of holding.
I don't think we have a body bag of holding.
I'm sure we can find a way.
You're what? Sorry, Dad.
We can find a way.
Okay.
Well, he'll be back on in a second.
There he is.
So, Kral, after you say that, there's just sort of a look from Renee of like a bit of pity, a bit of like, suck it up.
I know there's this sort of like super like awkwardly intense look in his eyes, as if to say, basically, do not pity me under any circumstances.
Mazdak, so while this is kind of going on and people are discussing what you do with the two, you feel your book, your special book.
A special book. All books are special, but this one's very special.
Your very special one.
Specialer.
There's, I think your detect magic might even still be up, but it is emanating some divine level of magic
Okay.
that is unusual.
I will allow the book to fall open to see what happens.
For the first time, you actually have a bit of a sort of divine experience as you can feel Tursith's presence coming through your book to you
Okay.
to relay a message.
Okay.
And your book opens to your page where you would normally write messages. And you see written, but also hear Thaddeus' voice. Greetings, Mazdak. Well, that didn't go as planned, did it? But, I feel like the end result was still the same. Another part of the key collected. More knowledge gained. That's the best way, right? And yes, I think you're right. I like to learn new things, so why not a pie? Send me off in the right way. One last glimpse of knowledge. Say goodbye to everyone. Thaddeus.
Mazdak just looks up from the book.
You all heard that.
So, that's new. But as you heard, Thaddeus is gaining more knowledge even as we speak. Yes. And I will close the book, put it back.
There's probably an endless repeat going on in Sasha's head of like a mace smashing brains to pieces just on an endless loop.
Okay.
It, just for Renault's if Renee's picking up. It's like a
Perfect.
montage of various heavy objects hitting lots of brains that go
Perfect.
splish.
For an alternate to that, Bernier is going through the list
Yeah.
of the name.
Kroll will walk past Bernier, sort of take her by the hand. Come on, darling. We got a power to build.
And I'm just gonna start walking out, carrying Salviel's body.
As you get out of the building, you can see a few of these figures, some that you've previously fought, some new, and they're just going over to these dead tree things, just pulling them down, bringing over wood, stacking it in a pile. Renee has sent the message to deliver firewood for you. And the pyre gets built, and I'd like to hand over to you guys to say anything that you want to say.
Mazdak will step up. So, our friends were brave, sometimes too brave. They both, in their own way, sought knowledge. Salviel in a very different way from that I'm used to, but Thaddeus, I think, was a very good friend to me personally, and I would like to think that he is somewhere seeking knowledge, perhaps with Joseph himself. Who knows? And I would like to think that Salviel is somewhere calm and restful, that gives her warmth and pleasure. I would have them back in a heartbeat, if that was possible. But, unfortunately, I don't think it is. So, I say goodbye to my friends. Mazdak bows and steps back.
Kroll will step forward as close to the flames as he dares get. And in Aquan, he will. I'm sorry it was you and not me. Out of all of us, I deserved it the most. But I promise you this. I will finish this mission. And then, well, keep a place by the bar for me, eh? Rest well. And then move away.
Are we all supposed to have a go at this?
Only if you want to.
I don't want to be left out, but I didn't really know them, and these things happened, and it's a little bit regrettable, but, you know, that'll do.
Perfect.
And I step back.
It was very you.
Thank you.
Sorry this had to happen this way. You were both brave. You shall be missed. Blessed are the warriors.
Blessed are the meek.
We had our differences at times. We fought against in words together as brothers and sisters in arms. And I start to light the pyre as I speak. May your lights and souls continue to fight, to continue to strive and find rest. You will be dearly missed by all that you have touched. But know that we will keep fighting in your name and in your honor. And I'm just going to kind of set the torch in the pyre as it burns, step back, unhook my arm to kind of set it down in front of me, and just stand there in vigil for as long as the pyre burns.
So you can all do your thing, your grieving in whatever way you seem necessary, or not, maybe. And that's where we'll finish. A nice touching moment to end that off. And yeah, I think that's where we'll take a break from the campaign.
Cool. That was really amazing. Cool. Really
Well
well
done,
done.
everyone. That was
Yes. That was really good.
that was. If the two down the bottom want to rejoin to discuss, please do.
Yeah, got to have your conspiracy beard on.
I hope that was okay. Finny, I felt very bad about how everything's kind of just been taken out of your hands and nothing said, and it was just done. And
Hey, it's what goes on. It's follow the narrative. You don't want to change anything, and just because a player is playing a character, definitely not.
It's the way of Tersith.
yeah,
Conspiracy corpses.
you're very gracious, and that's always appreciated, Finny. And yes, it is very Tersith for that just to.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah.
No, it was cool.
No, it's cool.
It was really good.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Very, very good. Like, yeah, definitely. I don't think I'd have changed anything. Like I said, when I found out last week, I think it would have narratively happened if I was there anyway with what went on. We all know how bad my rolls are at times.
Yeah.
So.
Harvey,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
completely.
fair.
Like, yeah, I think it was pretty much done to perfection from everyone just then and last week. So yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did set fire to you, so you are twice. So not great.
There was a couple of jokes I would have made if I was still alive there with the whole "you will be missed," and it was like technically we will be because we're on fire now and the water would burn.
Because that feels like a very Thaddeus and Mazdak thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
Mazdak's definitely going to miss Thaddeus. Because he was somebody he could chat to that didn't try to get away or shut him up or. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think Mazdak's going to have a big gap. in the
I mean, who knows? The DM could might be some kind of link between Thaddeus and the book now. You never know with that just happening.
Well, it's possible, I suppose.
You got a dead pen pal.
Maybe Thaddeus was the book all along.
Or maybe we meet Thaddeus's brother, Madius.
That's called Alex, isn't it?
But yeah, what a way to end a break in a campaign, eh?
Yeah, indeed. So, speaking of, yeah, I mean, I think with just the Dream Lord to catch up to, and obviously we need to avoid the Everburn, but you know that's a minor
Probably
problem.
have to turn around and deal with that at some point.
No,
Yeah.
that'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Well,
We'll just
I
have a
mean,
chat.
you now
To be fair-
don't have Thaddeus casting that protector
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps
It was
he
my
could
all
write
along.
he could write in the book how to cast that spell, so that Mazdak could do it maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're
we just wait for him to go into the ring and then just run away.
There is no
Have
ring.
more opportunity to kill me.
There is no ring.
There is no ring.
The ring is a
He
lie.
just vanishes.
Disappear into the ether.
So I wonder what might have replaced that ring.
Another ring. But
Maybe his other ring is magical.
Of course, it all makes sense
You
now. Hang on.
disappears up his own ass.
Marius disappears up his own arse. Yes, that makes perfect sense.
that's incredible.
Indeed.
Would explain the spell as well.
Yeah, there's mushroom up there as well.
Yeah, not much.
We
Oh dear. But yeah, I'm
Oh.
I'm looking forward to finding all about the Dream Lord. I suspect that's going to be more terrifying than this one was. So, although this, Mazdak just, as ever, had a little chat and everything was fine.
Nasdaq has the morality of a fucking jam sandwich.
Absolutely.
Two of your friends are dead, and you told her to her face it was lovely.
Sorry, you told her to her face what?
it was lovely.
It was lovely.
It was lovely.
Well, I mean, the spell was fantastic. It was so good and so interesting. Breaking that spell.
Okay, yeah, I take it back. It's not just, morality of a jam sandwich. You're like a fucking goldfish in terms of memory.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Mazdak is easily distracted by magical things.
I'd never noticed.
You could have taken the last two words off of that sentence. It still would have.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one-
Mazdak is easily distracted.
The one thing you never did, though,
What?
what do we have on our bodies?
Oh, yeah.
This
they
is
never
when we
did
get
bodies.
all the secret backstory stuff.
What secret backstory stuff?
There is one person I want to talk to about backstory stuff. That can wait until a little bit. Get my
Yeah.
stuff down first. Fiddy knows who he is.
I mean,
Yeah,
I shall owe
I mean-
people a lot of gold, and it was on my body.
Did I? I didn't have much gold left after I threw a tantrum in the temple.
I didn't have much. I just had the
Oh no, yeah, Fiddy, you lost it during some expert gambling.
yes, some expert gambling. Yeah, I just had the pair of platinum rings, a gem worth 50 gold, and a glass eye worth 100 gold, and a book where I'd read 19 out of 48 hours in.
Oh, that's
Mazdak's
right,
never
no, I
going to
got
get his
paid.
protection now, is he?
I think he was learning giant or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
giant.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had-
Viking burials. The champions are buried. Champions are burnt with their possessions,
Yeah.
so that they are armed in the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have quite a bit of gold for at least the first round of poker with Leo, so.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Say this now. Even though for Amarius they make mushroom up there, at least he's Portobello. Portobello.
Problem is, if you go up my arse, it's, sometimes it's full of shiitake. So
Oh
Ahem.
dear.
Oh dear.
The mushroom puns will keep getting worse, I suspect.
yes, it's not me, it's my god. Well,
Well.
not god. But
I'd say Marius is a pretty fun guy.
Oh no. See, what did I just say?
so he ruined the end of the campaign.
That's not the end, it's just a break. I mean, if Rennick here got me 2/3 of the key,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then, the world is pretty fucked.
That was
Just,
that
tap
was
the brakes.
such an interesting situation. Because as I was sitting there thinking, okay, yeah, Bernier's amenable to this agreement with Renee, because she understands the plight of the Dark Elves. She empathizes with them. Hang on, Oath of Ancients Paladin. That oath's all about protecting the world from the unnatural and the extraplanar.
The way I balanced it is you're absolutely right to point that out, and that was really interesting. But it's kind of a greater good situation.
Greater good.
Greater good.
There's also stuff like, you know, in the actual tenets, it's like kindle the light through your acts of mercy, kindness, and forgiveness. Kindle the light of hope in the world, and be the light, be a glorious beacon for all who live in despair.
Don't be a bright light for the drow. They don't like that.
So it's sort of a nightlight situation.
The general sense of it is that
UV light.
freeing them is the better thing to do here. Yes, there are monsters, but there are people living in terrible conditions.
The question is, does Renee go on a killing spree around Voyovikia now, though?
I'm really
Yeah,
hoping
probably, but
Yeah, we're all okay with that.
so.
to
main
be
difference
honest,
between
the
myself-
elves brought it upon themselves, and they can probably handle it. But also, the future
Fuck them.
seems pretty set. So she was getting out no matter what, because of the aberrant monsters that were fighting with the dwarf constructs. So
We don't know that. That could have been from the past.
Yeah, but
She's been here a long time.
weren't we told that those aberrations were made by the elves in response to the dwarven automatons?
yeah,
Or were the constructs created to fight off the aberrations?
Yeah, either or.
I'm not
Yeah, but yeah,
sure.
sort of Renee going on a murder hobo spree and basically taking over the elves.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
See,
See,
whatever.
this is why it's so much better that Bernia survived to have that conversation with Renee, because had it worked out the other way around, Salvia would have been like, "You want to fuck up the elves? How much blood do you need?"
Yeah, I mean, that's why Mazdak was a little concerned about the amount of blood that was going to be needed, because it was kind of, it's Hanumo, murder, betrayal, lies. So I'm like, oh fuck, are we going to lose Bernia as well? So,
I think in this situation, it behooved Renee not to be a murderous liar.
yeah, she's plenty
Yeah,
of murder
next-
to be good in the elves. So
The next time
To be
you see
honest,
her,
Extrapolating to the Dark Elves from Hanuma, a bit reductive to them. Like, yes, we did get. They did attempt to murder us when we arrived in their city, but that wasn't necessarily the case with Dasaru, etc. So we'll have to see what it's like when we get back there.
indeed.
Existential crisis deepens.
Yes, we'll notice this
The end of the
slightly
campaign is-
suicidal nature of our
Yeah.
total friend.
Yeah.
I kind of
It's-
got that as well. I appreciated that, like as an ex Thaddeus, of obviously helping Kral out in the waters and everything. Yeah. Also quite funny though to hear halfway through the session. Oh yeah, we forgot we had a Pearl of a River Fire.
Oh my god, yeah.
Not in my inventory.
Nor mine.
I know no magic.
Did
I go
it
light and go.
work?
I don't think it.
That's,
I don't.
I don't think it would have worked either. I think
Well, yeah, from
Having-
having
the
having
not-
no
nature of the
brain.
death.
And
Yeah.
I
being
think the
burnt
nature
to
of the
death.
death was.
that's what
Yeah, but if you revive the body with no brain, it's
that's what made me laugh when Sasha
Yeah.
was like, "I'm just
If you-
repeatedly have a."
you had- Sorry, Billy. If you had an alive body that you could take to Renee, as it was one of her pets that kind of ate the brain, it kind of would have worked out the same as.
We didn't know exactly what Renee
No,
would have been
of
able
course
to
No,
do.
no, no, no.
Of course not. You didn't know not to destroy the body.
we also crisped the pet that nommed the brain as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Destroy the head
originally,
and remove the
because
brain.
I spoke to Debbie and Fiddy on Tuesday about it. I'd originally kind of gone, well, Renee will let you have one back, but you can decide. Which I thought would have caused an interesting.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that discussion so I could
I
be
know.
either rejoice or muck offended.
In and of itself, that would be a really interesting scenario to put to a party, but it just felt like the situation how it had all played out. Yeah, there wasn't really much I could do for Thaddeus.
No, and that's why I said to you beforehand as well, like literally before this session, because I was like, do we need a chat? Because obviously I was only in the chat for like 10 minutes on our Tuesday, just obviously being in Scotland. But I was like, is there anything sort of we need to talk about? And he's like, no, but you can join and listen. And I was like, well, no, I'm going to join, be on camera as if they do have a chance of saving me.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you would have just, again, it would just kind of been like subconsciously
the atmosphere
metagaming,
would have been
going,
wrong.
oh, we can't, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
that was
Giving me
Absolutely
flashbacks to
not.
the Bryson Uratish decision.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, the 5 remaining party members can level up.
Yay!
Harsh.
Oh, sorry, I feel so bad about everything.
Hey, you got given your choice. You chose not to come back.
I did not choose the dice chose.
Yeah.
Or the
Grant's
coin ladder.
chose.
Again,
Yeah.
me saying why not flip a coin was never intended. I didn't.
To
That
actually
just
be a
came
coin
out-
flip.
That just came out in the moment as that feels like it would fit, and then it just worked against you.
No. I mean, it's absolutely right for the character, but it's like, god damn it.
Yeah, I was kind of banking on Salvio's arrogance there and saying, you know what, screw fate. This is my story. Fuck you.
No, the since it doesn't matter now, the backstory that I gave her, part of it, was her mother lived at an inn close to the border with the Elven land. Some elf got out and seduced her and left the same night, and her husband wasn't very impressed, so she didn't have a great childhood. Lots of beatings. So it's like she turned 13 and went, right, fuck you. Emptied the coffers of the pub, left, being a 13-year-old half-elf on the roads, big target, got beaten to an inch of her life. And when she went to go get revenge and get the money back, she heard a voice in her head going, if you do, you're going to die. And that was the first of the choices that Leo Soul gave her.
Yeah.
So
Leo's also
considering the
actually
character.
that one.
Yeah.
I think so. You'll all
So
be
one
happy to know-
time she had my back.
You'll all be happy to know we have a third member of the party with Fireball.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Fucking note to self. Include many more fire resistances.
I mean, it's kind of bittersweet for me because I now get the chance to try and kill Martin's character.
That's true.
Revenge.
Well,
Nice.
it's not the first time he's killed you off, Fiddy.
Well, no.
That's true. Or I suppose at least I can say now I've killed as many player characters as another player as I have as a DM.
That is
Now,
also
that's
very
two in each column.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I
I
don't know
now
what to
have-
do. Do I go wizard or do I go warlock?
I now have compulsion, so I can make you do what I want, and I also have advantage on persuasion and deception checks. So
I can also just fireball you in the face.
I can compulse you not to do that.
He's fire resistant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going wizard. There's
I
a
have
reason
to-
for it.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to talk about anything character-wise and leveling up and future and things, of course, just talk to me.
I
Chaz,
have
Chaz,
something
it
in mind,
feels
but
very.
that's-
Yeah. Well, at any time, anyone can talk to me.
Well,
Are we doing-
Carl's been doing a lot of tinkering. So he's got plans for the miniaturized cannon. He's fixed the gloves. He's been basically getting back to his roots with just general design stuff like that. So he designed the rings with Thaddeus. So I think it makes sense for him to take another artificer level at this point. Even though I was Even like considering diverging into wizard.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I've got another 2 hit points.
Oh yeah, we're doing it. Nice.
I'm up to 19.
I rolled a 5. I did it on the
Yeah, I
character
rolled a
sheet.
5 as well.
I roll the 5. Yay for the 5.
I rolled a
triple-
5.
I'm triple digits.
I rolled a
102.
4. I rolled a 4 minus 2, obviously.
I have 73 hit points.
102.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Ash, I'd say it absolutely feels like Artificer's the way to continue going.
Yeah.
And for anyone, if you do want to start multiclassing or think about it, then I'd prefer to set that up in game to talk to me about it before you just go and take a level somewhere.
I was going to take a bit of Thaddeus' soul and take a level in cleric because you need to keep one alive.
I've already multi-classed, so
Yeah.
I've taken 3 levels of fighter. Okay.
That was at the, before the campaign started.
I think
Cool.
we discussed what I have in mind. That's not until we get our 11th level because of reasons in Paladin.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah, I just don't want someone going, I've taken a level in Bard out of the blue because they want Jack
Yeah.
or Drag.
You've seen through my
Right, 'cause
plans.
then Martin needs to put more dragons in then.
Yeah.
I'm scared of taking Bard with any of you because I feel like you've been making me perform. And it's like, no.
No, we wouldn't do that.
I feel like
You
it might
don't-
be
you certainly don't have to.
You can actually pick a bardic form which doesn't involve singing or anything like that. So you can basically pick your poison basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
Could be a miming bard.
Anyway,
no.
to get back, we've all leveled up. I will end the stream there, but we will be back, of course, on Tuesday to the resumption of Helleran. We'll be taking a break, as Martin said earlier, from the investigators. We may well be back with something that Fiddy's doing. We may not. Fiddy might decide to do a one-shot. He might resurrect a campaign. Who knows? We will find out in due course. But we really enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, fucking hey, we love you. You're fantastic. If you didn't, well, you know what to do. Off you fuck.